We've got to get to Heartland Hotrods.
Come on, quick! Come on!
And welcome to Heartland Hotrods live show tonight. I'm telling you,
It's a little dangerous around here sometimes.
that audience is getting wilder every year.
Where the hell did them dogs come from?
Well, I'll be honest,
Torches, Kurt. You didn't get to see that.
Oh my
I'll be
God!
honest with you, that was my game camera. Caught a few of the people
Yeah.
sneaking in.
Yeah,
They're looking.
you didn't tell me about that.
No, I didn't.
You got some that are upset in the HOA.
Yeah,
you know,
well,
and then
yeah.
and then they're just trying to. Others that are just wanting to be here.
Well, I'm waiting for that crowd applause and all that, and I heard dogs.
Oh, well, man,
I feel like I'm in Bullinger County tonight.
yeah, we got a show for you tonight. We hope we're going to stick around no matter what. What we really want you to do tonight is we want you to be our guest. We want you to comment. And producer Jim back here is going to throw us up. He's going to put you right up there on the screen and let us know what you have to say about our comments. So,
Although we can't see
kind.
it,
yeah, even though we can't see it, Jim can lip read it or
Jim can just tell us about it.
Yeah.
that'll work.
We don't want to hide him too much.
No.
So we've got less snow than we had a week ago.
Yeah.
We do. It's a slow melt.
So we got less snow, more BS.
That's
Apparently,
right. That's right. We've come a long way since last week.
What do we got coming up
a whole week.
tonight?
Oh man, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about original cars versus these Restomods, and people doing their own thing to their cars.
Yeah.
And get people's thoughts on that. We want to know what y'all think about that because, I mean, it's hard to put together an original classic car truck without a deep pocketbook.
It is.
And guys, there's pros and cons on all of it. So I think a lot of it depends on the vehicle. But we're gonna dabble into that a little
Right.
bit.
Sure.
We will. And I'm looking forward to it as well as Chevelle's.
There's
Our
a lot of hard opinions.
Yeah, so the second part of our show tonight is going to be all about Chevelles.
Yeah.
We all love Chevelles. They're a great American muscle car.
They are.
And there's a lot to talk about when you talk about Chevelles.
There sure is, Kurt. And from last week's show, we'd like to thank Luke Shirley.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah, Luke was on with us, and he came in as a live guest.
He did. Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Well, Luke's got a 65 Dodge Dart. If you hadn't saw it last week, go check it out. But he built that little hot rod using a slant 6 engine.
And we thought that was so cool. Little did I know it is a big thing anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm just amazed by it. to be honest
And
with
Luke's an old soul.
Yeah.
So,
you. He is.
you know,
Young
that-
man with an old soul.
Yeah, and he kind of talks our language, even though he's a lot younger. Not a lot younger. Well, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but yes.
Yeah.
And he's also got about less than half my age, I should
Watch
say.
it now.
I know it. He's also got a video up on our Heartland Hot Rods channel on YouTube that you're watching right now. So if you want to check out Luke's car in depth.
Absolutely. Go check out the 65 Dodge Dart.
Nice,
Right.
nice work.
Yep.
Yeah, him and his father-son project. So again, thank you, Luke, for coming on last week.
Absolutely.
And again, like Greg said, if y'all haven't watched his video or last week's episode, go check it out. He'll tell you the story on his car.
He will. Plus some good information on how you could build a Slant 6 into a mini powerhouse.
Little mini power.
Leaning tower of power.
That's right.
So I think right now we need to jump in here and tell them about our sponsor and our proud sponsor, Crump's Auto Sales in Crystal City, Missouri. By the way, he sells a lot of commercial vehicles,
He
as
does.
well as aluminum trailers and work trailers. He's got a trailer for every need.
He does. And I tell you what, they're my favorite color.
What's that?
Almost everything's white on his lot. Every car I own.
Well, and for all your work needs. I mean, he's
That's
got work
right.
vans, he's got commercial
He does.
trucks, he's got commercial vans.
Killer trailers.
From the small on up. Yeah, he's got good guys trailers.
Yeah.
Aluma brand aluminum trailers.
And Shannon was a guest on our first show.
On our
Yes,
very
he was.
first episode, live episode.
Yeah, it's our first live
So,
episode.
if you have a need for anything like that, he's the guy you need to talk to. Talk to Shannon or Brandon over there at Crump's Auto Sales, Crystal City, Missouri. They will hook you up, I promise. And by the way, he also dabbles in what?
Classic cars and trucks.
He buys and he sells.
He
so
does.
If you got one for sale, hey, get with us. We'll hook you up. Call his number off the ad there.
Or go to his www.
If you're buying or selling, he's
That's
the guy to talk to.
That's right. So let's get right into our number one subject of the night.
What is it, Greg?
And that is going to be, we've touched on it already, the Restomod versus an original
Yep.
vehicle. And people get sensitive about this.
Yeah, they're
We're
hard
not-
line.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to try to hurt anybody's feelings because there's no feelings on this stage.
Well, I mean,
I keep one around just to remain to be human.
yeah, everybody's got an opinion, Kevin.
Yeah.
I mean, they got an opinion about what they like or don't like. And here's kind of how I roll. If I see something that I like, I let them know. If it's something I don't like, I tend to try not to say anything.
Well,
I don't
because
wanna
they
hurt
like it,
feelings.
right? They built it.
Again, we've got an opinion, and ultimately, whatever the guy who owns it likes
Yeah.
is what
Yeah.
ultimately matters.
And I tell you, that's a very strong, though, opinion, even though we've all got our opinion. Some
Yeah.
people are very strong with their opinions.
Yeah, they are.
On this subject. It's like we've titled a couple of Restomod, and a couple of people, not many of you guys, you're great, but a couple have been insulted.
Yeah, I mean, they basically said, well, as soon as I saw the word Restomod, I blowed on by.
Yeah.
But I think there needs to be a better understanding for the viewers out there, and maybe you can teach us something we don't know about what ultimately a Restomod is. And I'll give you an example. A friend of ours has a 62 Chevy Impala, super sport car, red. On the outside, everything looks original except the Krager wheels.
Yeah.
It does have a 350 Chevy motor in it,
Yeah.
but we titled that Restomod.
Right. And I titled it that. And the reason I did was because it's not an original.
It's not original. So there's a fine line there. People, I think, sometimes take things a little bit literal. Do you not agree, Kevin?
No, I agree.
What do you think about
100%.
it, Kevin? I mean,
You know what? Very few, and we were talking about that just a little bit before the show, and there's very few what we would call survivors, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
I mean, whenever we're talking about original or survivor, or we also have a situation where, I mean, what do you consider, is it all OEM? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, to the T?
Now, when I hear the word survivor, we filmed that 35 Dodge Brothers truck.
Yes.
That's a survivor.
that is a survivor.
That is a true survivor, untouched for 91 years.
Right.
Then you get into original. Now, to me, if it's original, it needs to be all original parts, or
Well, to me, when you say original, I'm thinking you better have the cigarette lighter
Yeah.
that came with it. If you're that serious about it.
or one just like it that came with it, because
That's right.
everything's on a part number.
Yeah.
So you see these guys out these swap meets. I'm looking for a quadrojet number. It's got to fall into these 2 or 3 numbers for it to be correct for my '67
correct.
Camaro.
Period. Correct.
And they'll pay big money for that period correct part. But if you can't get it, what do? You get on Summit Racing, you order an Edelbrock or a Holly,
Right.
You do.
and you put it on there. You
do.
close the hood down, and nobody knows the difference. But the originality guys.
Right.
You know, I'll give a quick story. When I was looking for parts for my car, I found a rear window glass, brand new in the box from PPG,
Oh, wow.
from a guy up in South City. And he was affordable. I went up and bought it. He had 5 Z28 Camaros.
Wow.
He don't even drive these cars. But I said, brand new piece of glass. Why didn't you use it? I was curious.
Yeah.
And he said, well, because this car came from Ohio, and Ohio has this certain
Oh, wow.
little mark
Oh.
on their window, and this back glass didn't have it. He's that
Serious about it.
particular, and you know, he gets in these 100-point shows, and those
Right.
little things matter.
They do.
We rarely run across guys like that.
We do, and to be honest with you, I mean, to be fair, it's whatever you want.
It's
We're not
whatever.
criticizing somebody who goes way out.
Right.
And
This
completely
guy had
resto mods.
This guy had cars that were unbelievable. They looked like they had just left General Motors, and that's what he's after. I couldn't stand not driving them, but they're not my cars. They're his. He can do
Right.
whatever he chooses with them.
You know, and I'm grateful there are folks like that.
Right.
It
To
gives
me,
us-
those are original guys.
Yes.
Now you got your Restomod guys, and we'll just use your truck as an
Yeah.
example. It's a
Fine.
68. To me, your truck's original
It pretty much is.
when you look at it.
Right.
But you've changed the wheels.
I
It's
did.
got a big block 454 Chevy in it.
Yeah.
It's got a Tremec 5-speed in it.
It does. Right.
And that takes away from the originality.
So it's really
What
a
is it?
modified restoration.
It's a modified original
Right.
or a Restomod because the paint's original,
Right.
the truck's original, the
Right.
interior's original, but under the hood it's not. The wheels are different. You know, nobody really is looking for an OC10 farm looking truck
They're really not. Boy, that bumper's got
to drive as a cruiser. You know,
yeah.
that bumper's got
That
to
bumper's
go.
got to go, folks. Go back and check out my C10.
But
video.
if you look at what I call a Restomod, is a car that's been restored, and they build it to their liking. They modified
Right.
it to
Yeah.
their liking.
Yes.
So you hear the LS versus original talk a lot in the GM world.
Right.
You know,
Now there you are.
so you can get into, you can buy an original motor, you can build an original motor. They're expensive, guys. They're expensive to build. They're expensive. An LS motor, 5.3, 6.0, 6.2, 1,500, 2,000 bucks, instant horsepower.
Yeah.
Drop it right in to do some
They,
electronics
well,
work.
they sell adapters for almost everything GM people. So an LS, people say, oh, you know, I'm kind of this way. Everybody runs an LS, you know.
Yeah.
So you can either be like, I know why they do it. You can either be like everybody else or you can
Right.
be different.
That's
But
right.
Kevin, if you were in a similar situation and you could say you get that Trans Am or
Right.
Firebird you're looking for,
Formula.
and it needs a motor,
Right.
you're going to go spend $5,000 on a 400 Pontiac motor,
Right.
or are you going to spend $1,500 on an LS
Right.
motor?
Right. Well,
That-
I mean, a lot comes down to budget.
It does.
It
a
really
lot
does.
with
Right.
most people, I think.
Yes.
That's
I agree
right.
with that.
And you know when you're talking about resto or you're talking about original, what a lot of people term as survivors, we're talking about that. A survivor is an entirely different animal, really.
Oh, it is.
technically.
It is.
You know, the thing about it is so many of you guys, including you, Kurt, have saved a vehicle from the
Yes.
junkyard.
Yes.
They're all survivors.
You
Yeah.
saved a vehicle, and so many of our viewers have saved their vehicle from the junkyard. That's incredible. That is awesome.
Picked up a roller and a rough one at that and turn it into something.
Well, and you know, you do that. I mean, I think car guys, you as we are,
Yeah.
we get that passion for certain things. You know, well, if somebody don't come and buy it today, it's going to go to the scrapper next week.
Yeah.
Well, if you want $1,000 for it, or you're going to get 150 for it at the scrapyard, why not just take $200 and let somebody enjoy it? You
That's
see what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
But like with my car, for example, I built my car the way I wanted it.
Right.
Right.
So it's modified to suit me. There's nothing wrong with that.
Not at
I
all.
think anybody that's building a car should build it for yourself. Other people will love it and enjoy it. This car right behind us here, this 1957 Chevy, one of the prettiest
Oh.
versions of a 57 Chevy you'll ever see.
It is.
That's a Restomod, guys.
It really is. I mean, you can't get around
It
it.
doesn't keep it from being a 57 Chevy and a damn cool one.
And I mean, including the interior, everything on this car is beautiful. How can you can't
How can you
knock
knock it? Because it's so much better than the way it came out brand new, in my opinion.
it?
It's a better car than it was brand new.
That's right. And a lot of the restored models that are out there today are better cars than they were originally.
Well, I mean, look, I haven't driven a 57 Chevy. I've never had the opportunity, but I guarantee you they drove like it was 1957. Probably for the time, it was fine.
Right.
This car don't drive like that.
Right.
No, it doesn't.
It don't drive like it's got it's everything feels modern about it,
Right.
except its look and appearance. So, you know, we could throw this argument around for days. I love original cars. When I see a car that's all original,
It's incredible. It's cold chills.
But it is. It's almost amazing that someone was that meticulous.
It is.
Took that much time
Right.
to make it exactly like it was when it was brand new.
Oh,
right
my
down to the polyglass tires on
Right.
so many of these.
I mean, they use the OEM parts.
They coated everything, and I think it's wonderful if you can afford to do that.
I love to see it.
Oh, me too. Tell us about one. We'll go film it.
Yeah, we will.
I would love to go do that.
If you've got one sitting in your garage and you're in the St. Louis vicinity, give us a yell.
Oh.
Comment to Jim over there.
Yeah, and really, we're always looking. I don't care if it's in a barn, in a shed, in the weeds.
Right.
If it's shiny, brand new paint in your garage, we'll come out and talk to you, because we've talked about it a lot, guys. Every car and truck has a story.
Absolutely does.
You know, so for every one of these cars that get modified, you know, we didn't touch really on the touring. They've got this version of cars that they call touring, pro touring, whatever. I'm not even sure what that means.
Well, we
So
get
if,
educated.
if anybody out there knows the terminology of what makes a car a touring car or a pro touring car, we would like to know. I see that thrown around a lot. I don't have a good explanation. I can't give you an example.
No.
And I would like to know, and I'm being
Very
honest.
seriously.
Right.
You know, going back to Kevin here, he's in the market, folks. He's looking for a class. There's a lot for sale, but you have to find the one you can afford. You have to find the one that you can work on.
Right.
There's a little bit to it, other than just purchasing and opening a wallet.
And unless you have the money to just go out and buy one ready to go,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a time consuming. thing.
Absolutely is.
So, I mean, we've talked about it, and you talked about it in our first episode, what you would love to have.
Yes.
But let me ask you something else. What else would you take? We're
There's
talking about Resto. Or,
It's a wide window.
Is it?
I mean, as far as, you know, I've got a passion for some of the older trucks.
60s, 70s?
60s in particular.
Wow. I know what you're thinking about. Those early, like 63, 4, 5, 6 Chevy. Is that what you're like?
Yeah, but at the same time, I like some of the Fords.
Oh, me
Oh, they're-
too.
I think they got the coolest clusters. Some of them models had the coolest
They
gauge cluster.
Real plain,
They were.
one gauge,
Yeah.
or it was loaded.
And them
You know,
loaded
right.
ones look classier
Oh no,
than
they
heck.
do. I had a 65 Ford, little short bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little F100 pickup, and I dearly love that truck. And a friend of mine I grew up with had a beautiful version of the same truck, and I love the color. It was a dark green, just a real pretty truck. Well, when I got this little 65 Ford, I thought I want to make it look like his, and I got real close.
Did you?
You know, the dumb thing we all do when we have these cool vehicles is we part with them because we don't know.
We don't.
You know, we're young. We don't. First off, we can't afford to sit on things when
Right.
when you're driving them and using them
There are
versus storing them.
When they
Exactly.
get you to work.
Yeah,
daily
yeah.
drivers.
Yeah,
a lot of them were.
Yeah. The
Well,
last,
when we grew up, guys,
yeah.
daily drivers were hot rods.
Oh,
Yeah, they were.
Oh, that's the coolest time ever.
Yeah.
Coolest time ever, folks.
We had a lot to choose from.
We did.
Kids today probably think different, and we've touched on this a little bit about what's considered a classic to them.
Oh, yeah.
And-
They have an entirely different opinion, and they should have. It's what they grew up with.
No, they do.
Yeah.
They do. But as far to get back to our original topic here, original versus a Restomod or a touring car or whatever, ultimately, if you're happy, that's all that matters on your build, what you like and dislike. I try to be very mindful of not criticizing someone's
Oh,
build,
yeah. I know.
because it's theirs and they're proud of it. I don't.
They are.
It may not be my cup of tea.
It could be kind of like a custom home, right?
Exactly.
I mean, some folks go all out in certain areas, and they're not even going to recoup the money that they're spending on that particular.
I mean,
feature.
I don't like Greg's
But-
leopard skin couch over there.
I know. You ought to see my leopard skin guitar strap. I've worn it out a few times.
Oh boy! Well, when you start talking about your Tarzan attire, we'll
It's,
change.
you know, the
something.
hairband stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a hairband, all right.
But again, you know, why not? Why not do it for your preference? It's your
No,
investment.
you absolutely should. I think everybody that has the desire to come up with an old car or truck and save it. Number one, make it your creation.
That's
make
right.
It, do the little things. I know a lot of guys that will buy a car finished, but they do their own little touches to it that they would have done differently after they buy that vehicle.
Right, and make it their own.
Make it their own.
Regardless of how much of the build went into it, the little accessories, the things that they add to it mean something to them.
It does.
You know, Curtis, you chose not to go with some of the emblems. and
I
stuff, right?
debadged my entire car.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's a classic example of
Yeah.
you making that your car.
Yeah,
You
I
like it better
didn't
without it.
like the side marker lights, and
Yeah.
I didn't like the emblems. I thought if they don't know it's a Firebird, do they have to read it? You know,
Right.
I
The nose tells a lot.
But I did it for my looks.
Absolutely.
It wasn't to let. It's the look I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, I
and you
could've-
brought up a good point.
What's that?
You don't. It eliminates some of the cleaning.
Yeah, it does.
That's true too.
Anywhere there's an emblem or something hanging on the side, dirt gets behind there.
Yeah, that's
Dirt
true.
gets trapped there. And
Wax.
this is
if you
going to
clean-
sound stupid, but I don't put water on my cars. Once I get them done, they don't get washed. They get wiped, but they don't get washed.
Okay.
So
You heard it right from Kurt.
yeah, I mean it's just water
We've got that-
goes places.
We've got
It
a
does.
nice '68 Firebird to film yet, so you guys keep your eyes open.
Yeah, I say all the time we started this idea out, but
With your
just
car.
making some videos of my car. We haven't done it yet. We're almost a year into it. Now I will say this: when we're talking about almost being a year into it, a couple weeks ago we were getting real close to 500 subscribers, and
For us, it's a big thing. We started from zero, folks.
so we were like at 484 prior to that very first
Yes,
show.
we were.
Yeah.
Well, that week, thanks to you all, we got over that 500 mark.
Yeah.
And we got there and we thought, well, we're halfway there, because in the YouTube world, in that first year, you need to have 1,000 subscribers. And we thought, man, we're never going to make it. Well, then we went and filmed the old Dodge truck.
1935. Check it out.
Yeah, we got a great video on it. It's if you haven't watched it, that's the one you really
Definitely.
need to watch. But
Absolutely.
that video helped us so immensely. We're almost to 800 subscribers now.
It's added a few hundred.
But here's the thing, people. We're a month away. Today's February 3rd.
We need some help.
We need some help. My God,
And
we're desperate.
we have been helped by a lot of folks.
We sure have.
But on the other side of
And
the
we can't
fence,
thank you enough, by the way.
Absolutely.
we're not ashamed to beg.
No, we're begging. We're about 212 subscribers away from making our 1,000 mark, and we have to do it by March 2nd.
So we got to dig in.
We got a month, people, and if you
we do.
haven't subscribed to our channel, or you know people that watch our channel that maybe hadn't subscribed, let them know. It's really helpful to us. It doesn't
is.
cost you anything.
It is.
It takes less than a minute to go on YouTube and become a subscriber. Totally free. Doesn't cost you anything.
So anyway, there's our beg segment for the HeartlandHotRods.com.
Little shameless self-promotion right
That's right.
there, wasn't it? But it would mean a lot to us if y'all could do that for us, and so we can keep doing this. And you know, we're trying to get hot rods on our schedule right now. It's a little tough with snow on the ground to go out and film things. We've got some things in the can. We've kind of been holding back a little bit, but we may have to use some of it if we can't get the weather to cooperate.
That's
with us.
right. It's tough when people don't want to get the car out of the garage.
Yeah, and it's sometimes, believe it or not, it's a little bit tough sometimes to film inside a garage. You can get a decent concept, but you don't really get the full effect.
You don't.
When
And,
it's sitting in a garage,
World
and you're a
of
little
difference.
bit, you're confined.
It's
Kevin,
world of
you know.
difference.
yep, you've done some of that filming, Kevin. It's kind of tough to get around them corners.
You
ain't
get
it?
outside, and even the sunlight makes such a difference.
Oh, it makes a heck of a difference.
totally.
Lighting,
Yes.
period. Yeah, it's something that the conditions kind of almost have to be right.
Yeah, and you could step back a little bit. You could get different profiles, different
can.
shots, and it's
You
just
know,
hard.
we've got a lot of video out now. I mean, we've got like 60 long form videos. Now we're talking. We started in March. I know we're kind of getting off our resto
Actually,
here.
we started in April.
Actually, we did.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
We formed the channel in March, but
Yeah.
we really didn't get our first video until mid-April, late April.
Yeah.
And then it was only one, in April.
Yeah.
I think, and it
This car right here, I believe.
Yeah.
it was that was our very first
It's a
one.
nice start.
Yeah, Dave Boyer, thank you so much, sir.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, we've been blessed with a lot of friends that have some great cars.
That's
And,
true.
and we went to where we knew we could get content first, but we're always seeking. Now, we went and filmed a lot of vehicles that belong to people we did not know,
We have many now.
and it's always great through the car cruises and stuff to meet people and get to know them a little bit and what their passions are, what their cars are, trucks are.
I tell you what, we've liked some cars so much that we've actually filmed them 3 times.
Like Luke.
Luke, Tom, Dave,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they were our first.
Well, you know,
practice.
Dave let us come back. Tom and Luke let us come back twice because we were learning, people.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
we're just going to be straight up honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
We were learning how to film and talk, interview people. I mean, you can say, hey, it's easy just to talk about cars, but you
And-
got to put it in a context that, try to put it in a
You do.
context
It's a lot
that is
to it.
interesting.
Yeah.
There is a lot to it. So if you guys got any tips on what you would like us to film, what we can do better.
comment.
Yeah, just please comment.
And
If-
again, we don't mind turning it into a trip. So
No.
if you're not a close neighbor in Jefferson County, that's
no,
fine. If we gotta-
we can go a distance. You know,
Yeah.
we used to go take trips and never leave the house.
yeah.
Maybe doing that right now.
You never know. You never know. I tell you, people, we got this next segment we're coming up with is about Chevelles,
Okay.
G-body cars
Yep.
mainly, but we're going through the Chevelle area, and
We are.
Chevelle lasted basically 11 years, and
It was a glory years.
in my opinion, it only lasted about 8 years. But
Right.
we'll
Touch on it.
We're going to dabble into that information as soon as we come back. So y'all stick around, and Jim will take us into a little quick break here, and I'm sure one of us got to go to the bathroom.
And one of you all probably do too. So hit that bathroom, get back from
Get your cold drink, and we'll be right here. Mr. John, how are you doing today,
How you
brother?
doing today?
Doing good. Doing good. Pretty day, hot day.
Hot day for
Hot
sure.
truck.
Hot truck, hot red. Candy apple red, 1969 Mach 1 color.
That's I was going to ask you that right off the bat.
Yep.
So that's a Mach 1 red
Yep.
from 1969.
With a little pearl in it.
Yeah, there you go. Well, look, I've been trying to get a hold of you for a while because you got a beautiful truck and we wanted to film it. But give me a little bit of the story on this truck. You had it a long time?
Yeah, it was my uncle's truck and farm truck basically, but he bought it loaded XLT
Uh-huh.
and with a rubber mat because he didn't want that carpet. You know, old
Yeah,
people didn't want
farmers.
that carpet, farmers. And it's sat in his barn for years, and it's only got 7,000 something actual miles on it.
Oh, wow.
When I got the truck, had a 360 in it, was locked up, so I built this 390. It's got 392 dump truck heads on it, like a cheap hot rodder thing.
Yeah.
Big old valves
Yeah.
that Ford had, and shaved them 5,000 or 6,000. It's not much, just to true them up.
Right.
And then a little cam in it, 520 lift,
Sounds great.
and high-rise manifold, big 4-barrel, and
Yeah. Well, you got big wheels and tires on it,
yeah.
22s,
There's 20s on the front and 23s on the back.
20s, and
They're
23s.
custom made wheel in California. It's kind of like they're not one-offs. I'm sure a lot of people have them, you know, but
Yeah.
they had to be custom made because that hub was different on a Crown Victoria.
Oh, yeah,
suspension,
absolutely.
Which I've got underneath the front.
So let's
Rack
go
and
there.
pinion.
This is not stock suspension under
No,
this
sir.
truck.
It's a Crown Vic suspension, basically.
You said Lincoln?
Lincoln. The
Yeah.
difference between a Crown Vic and a Lincoln, the Lincolns were aluminum, and the
Uh-huh.
Crown Vics were steel.
I
rack and
got you.
pinion.
So you got a steel.
I really wanted to polish that, but I just didn't have enough.
I understand.
stuff.
If you get that, then you got to keep it up.
That's right. And
Yeah, you got to keep it up.
And then I got a 9-inch Ford locker rear end.
Well, I did notice when you got out how easy those doors open and close.
Well, when I grew up in these trucks, and Dad always would, don't slam the door.
Yeah,
And you'd have to crack the window, they were so tight.
yeah, airtight. When you get that new rubber and stuff on, yeah, they work. Hey, we're back.
That caught us by surprise, even though Jim counted it down and everything for us.
You know that deal I said about taking a trip and never leaving the house? You almost did.
I almost did it. Well, I tell you what, we want to give a big shout out there for our producer, Jim. Say hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim. He said hi, Jim.
Jim Gallagher, him and his wife, Colleen, they're musicians.
Great
Spectacular. Great friends of ours, and they have a YouTube channel of their own.
He would have to be a great friend to work at the rate he works.
He does. I tell you what, we're going to have to somehow figure something out.
Yeah, they've got a great YouTube channel.
They do. Yeah, they
Classic Country Backstories.
Yep.
Tell them about it, Greg.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, they tell the story. They go down and personally interview people who knew
Some of the famous
people that they put on. So they're just not getting like a third hand and fourth hand. Let me Google up information on so and so. They go to Nashville or wherever their bandmates
From
are.
family members, band members, different. And we're talking about country music icons and
That's
legends
right.
from the past.
That's right.
Classic country.
And they do some great stories, and there's a lot of information you can learn. So check them out.
Yeah.
Who are they, Kevin?
They are the classic country backstories.
Wanted to make sure you was paying attention.
Our family's dyslexic, by the way.
Yeah, we
know.
are.
The whole family.
And I bet you will not hear hound dogs running and chasing somebody. Don't be shocked if we do.
Yeah, but
Don't put it past.
I'm telling you, that was brand new to me.
It was brand new. We love it.
Hey guys, one thing that I really wanted to talk a lot about this week was one of my favorite cars, Chevelles.
Yeah.
Chevy Chevelles.
You've done a couple beautiful ones over the lifetime.
I've had a few, and I'm going back over from my teenage years through probably 06. I had my last Chevelle.
So up into your 60s.
Well, up until I wound up with this Pontiac.
Yeah. You've had some nice ones.
I was in the Chevelle business, but Chevelles they're a true iconic muscle car. They are a muscle car. You can go out here today if you can find one that you can halfway afford that was a 6-cylinder, and you can clone it into a SS or hot rod, drag car, whatever you want, and people pay attention. They've got a look about them, they've got a style about them, and I'm not talking about just the 70, which is everybody's favorite. I'm talking about all the generations, and there was 3 gens of cars.
For Chevelles.
So you had 64 through 67, you had 68 through 72, and then 73 through the dead 77, and then Chevelle was done.
You are obviously our Chevelle guy out of our board up here. Kevin, is there anything you want to?
just one thing. Whenever we were talking about Restomods, the last one, the 74 to 77s are the most used for Restomods.
They are.
And you know what? We talked about that. Why
Yes,
do you
we
think
did.
it is, Kev?
Yeah, I mean, for one thing, the performance had suffered so much at that point. It wasn't the muscle car beast.
Well,
that
they've taken away the horsepower.
Yep.
You could no longer have leaded gas.
Let me put you could actually improve those cars.
Yeah.
About anything you
absolutely.
did
You're
was going to
right.
be an improvement.
Yeah,
They
right.
And you know one thing I'll say they put those, and we'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah,
But they put those old truck bumper looking big old hog
It moved
chrome
up,
bumpers
yeah.
on the front and back. And,
Yeah.
and I like the way they look today.
I would take one today.
At
Yeah,
the
we're not
time-
knocking them. If you have
Absolutely,
one,
yeah.
we're not beating on
At
it.
the time when I was a young man, I did not care for that. That was a big change from the last really cool one that I thought they built.
Well, you know, we all get that mindset. You know, I had a 69 Roadrunner. We've talked about that. My favorite was a 70, which you've had too.
Yeah.
My brother bought, now I'm looking back, the most gorgeous, I use gorgeous if you don't, 71 Roadrunner.
Oh, they were
It
great.
was immaculate. And
Did you like it when they came out?
no,
No,
I
me
thought,
neither.
well,
No.
that's a horrible looking Roadrunner actually. And now I would kill for that car.
Yeah.
So there you
Jim-
go, folks.
Jim, we're kind of go through 8 years of Chevelle.
Okay.
Jim, pull us up at 64 Chevelle, and we'll talk about it a little bit. So, what I can tell you about a 64 Chevelle is GM was looking for an answer to Ford's Fairlane. A lot of people believe it was the Mustang, but it was actually the Fairlane. They wanted a car that would compete with that mid-size Fairlane.
Okay.
So their idea was to build the mid-size Chevelle, and the packages were a basic 300. They had just a Chevelle standard.
Right.
Then they had a Malibu.
Right. I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, and then they actually built wagons.
Yeah.
And they built a few for the Canadian market, and they actually called them a Beaumont.
For the Canadians.
And it was basically a Pontiac and Chevy skin,
Okay.
kind of.
You know, on our charts, there's several Canadians. A good portion of our viewers are Canadian, actually.
Oh yeah.
So we're asking our Canadian viewers out there, if you've had what was it, Beaumont? A Beaumont. Let us know. Send a pic.
Now I saw a few Beaumonts in the States. I mean, they're out there.
Yeah.
You can get them, and a lot of them have migrated into the U.S. over the years. But going to 64, just to give you an idea, they wasn't sure how many of these dead burn cars they were going to sell. They sold almost 400,000 the first year.
Wow.
You know, so they put a damper on that Fairlane almost immediately.
Which Fairlane is a very nice car.
And
So that says something.
Ford counters with the Mustang, which made it because of the release date a 64 and a half.
Right.
So you hear about a 64 and a half Ford Mustang. That's because they
Moved them up.
released it mid-model year to
They're
try to break
Compete.
And of course, everybody knows what the Mustang did.
Right.
Yeah.
It stands alone, just like a Chevelle does. But yeah, there was a 387,000 Chevelles built. They built wagons, 2 doors, 4 doors. The El Camino was reintroduced in 1964. Greg, you and I filmed was a 59 El Camino?
It was 59, first year, first model.
And they stopped that. It was 59, 60, and 61, I think. They discontinued it because
Right.
of slow sales, and people was
Yeah.
unsure what to do.
They really weren't sure what they were.
Yeah, so they reintroduced the El Camino
Yeah.
with the mid-size Chevelle chassis. So you were able to get that. You could buy it in a convertible, sport coupe, El Camino version, like I said, Malibu package, 2-door, 4-door. 387,000 of those cars were built. Now that SS convertible, 8,200 of them.
Wow.
You know, I mean that's not many.
No, it's not.
You know, that's not many.
Oh no.
So 64 started off with a bang. I mean, this was a sharp
It
car.
came out of the gate strong. You're saying.
Yeah, and then 1965 they didn't do a lot to change it. They changed the headlights, the grill package, and the taillights a little bit. The interior stayed fairly the same as the 64. There was some modest differences, but you didn't notice it. Maybe stitching in the seating,
Right.
door panels.
Hey, the comments. Let us know in the
Yeah, a
comments.
little bit on the gauge. 65s, our friend Dave, who owns this 57, he
Yeah.
had a beautiful 65 here a few years ago. I've had a convertible. But that number in production only grew, which just shows you how Chevelle took off. But they, of course, the El Camino, they made 25,000 of those El Caminos. Malibu convertible, only 2,300 in 67.
So in 65 they made 25,000. You said El
20.
Caminos.
They made
55,000
yeah.
in 65.
We've got a guest coming on next week over Car Club,
They're one off.
the Memories Car Club, and
Oh.
I think she sent me a picture of a 65 that she owns.
Well, that was
El Camino.
they made an El Camino and then a custom El Camino.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what the difference in the custom. I don't know if it was like a Chevy custom cab or whatever.
Hard to tell.
I wasn't a big El Camino guy. I had one
Right.
I had a 71, which I loved. But the Malibu, I recall my brother pulling one out of the weeds. Had a tree growing up through where the engine went had been wrecked years ago. 65 Malibu SS convertible.
Wow.
Wow.
This thing was, and he built the car, and I wound up with that car eventually when he got ready to sell
And how
it.
many how did they make?
It was
Like
fairly low
82
production on the
8200?
Super Sport model. They don't list
the numbers.
a number, so I'm not real sure. But I read
Okay.
in some articles that it was very low.
Yeah, I would imagine.
like maybe 2,000 or
Okay.
less.
One of the things I'd like to say is if you guys come across a Chevelle 300 wagon 2-door, they only made 653 of them in 1965. So
I think I got a buddy who's got one.
that is
He's got a
low-
65 Chevelle wagon 2-door. So
Yeah, that's what it is.
he
Wow.
he
That's
made a
a-
good choice, and he
Oh,
picked
wow.
he picked a really clean one.
653.
Wow.
Yeah, that,
We need to feature that car.
and I'm sure I've already talked to him about it.
Okay.
He wants to get it a little further along.
Okay.
So, That's
Fair
right.
enough.
Now, after 65, and I love the 65. The 64 I was like, yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
The 65 really sold me on it. Things got those tail lights got a little smaller and it got a little more sleek looking.
Right.
But 66 was the first Chevelle I fell in love with.
Wow.
And our buddy Jay's got one. We know several people that's
Have you
got
owned?
these
You
Chevelles.
ever owned one?
I have. I had actually had a 67,
why
not a
wouldn't it?
66, but
Yeah.
basically the same body style.
Right.
But the 66, to me, is one of the biggest collector cars in the Chevelle arena. 66, 67 is two of the most highly sought after.
Now, why do you think that is?
I just think they got a cool, muscly look. They're sleek.
They
the
do.
body lines are good.
They've got that older, like GTO size,
Right.
the older GTO.
What I always thought would be the ultimate cool 66, 67 car is if I had a 67 car with a 66 clip on the front. I love the 66 nose. I like the 66 tail better, or 7 tail better. And I thought you could combo those. And you could do it. I've seen
You
guys
can
do it.
Oh, they combo
I've
everything.
seen guys do it, and they really look good.
Yeah.
I like them. But Kevin, how many of those 66 Chevelles was out
Those 66, if you're talking 4-door, 130,000.
there? 140,000.
130,540
Grocery
four-doors.
getters.
The sedan was 17,000.
Yeah.
17,978. So
Now I do notice on this information that we're looking at here, they don't list the Super Sport coupes and convertible productions, or am I missing it?
no, I'm not seeing it.
They don't show those numbers. So if anybody knows those production numbers, or if you have a car and you happen to be knowledgeable about that, we'd love to hear from you because 66 Chevelles, I mean, look, everybody clones everything, and clone cars bring lots of money.
They do.
call them tribute cars. The word clone's not used a lot anymore, but it's a SS
But it is.
tribute.
But it
Yeah.
is what they are.
It's a cloned SS.
Right. I mean, and it's understandable.
It's
too.
carrying around everything that a Super Sport had,
Right.
basically badging, color,
Right.
engines, even more. So
The 66 was the introduction to the Super Sport, wasn't it?
actually, no, I had a 65 SS.
Really?
So SS was around for the Impalas in 62, 63, 64, obviously, but those cars
Speaking
carrying
of
that
62,
409.
we filmed at 62. Impala is beautiful.
Right.
So
Yeah.
The 409 was the big thing back then, but
Right.
when Chevy went to these from Impala to these mid-size cars,
Right.
and everybody was kind of getting into the racing game. It was who can make more horsepower,
It
Ford,
was.
GM, or Dodge. The big
good
three
days.
was
Good old days.
yeah. So 66 to me is one of the most collectible Chevelles out there.
Those mostly 396?
No, you could get them. Probably a lot of them were 6-cylinders back in the day,
Really?
but they were typically a 283, 327.
Now the SSs, those were 396s probably.
327 and 396.
327 is packed a punch. They
Yeah,
give considerable
I think you
horsepower
could get them
options.
in 350 horsepower in 66.
Wow.
Right.
That's a lot in a small
It is.
block.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
that out of the factory. And I'd say that horsepower was probably a little bit underrated.
They had a big tendency to underrate most horsepower. Most of the companies.
Yeah,
did.
and
For
they
insurance.
did that. They did that because of the guidelines they were
Put
the
under.
federal government had
Right.
them put under. And again, the 67, a lot. The difference was the grill, of course. You had the pointed fenders on the 67. Still dual headlights. I didn't care for the grill as much as the 66. Like I said, I would
Right.
have made
You
that
would mix
switch.
them.
I would have left that the same. Maybe just change the tail lights, but I would mix them personally. But basically the same car, same body lines.
Yeah.
But when Chevy they did 2 years and then 2 years. So
Right.
that gets you through 64, 5, 6, and 7, and then 68 came out and it almost looked like a fastback compared to what they had built in the past.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So that's 68, and if y'all can see it there on the screen, you'll know what I'm talking about. That's a pretty big change.
Which
from
one
that.
is that
Yeah.
for Jimmy? Producer Jim.
Which one is that?
It's a beige looking. It's
We got a question here.
what's
Yeah.
that?
Dark Ram 22 asks, in 1966 was the induction of the 386 big block?
396. It'd be a 396.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe so. Yes, I think that's when they introduced the 396.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd read that somewhere in the past. I know because around that time that 396 because they did not offer that 348 or 409 in these mid-sized cars.
Right.
You know? Although I see a lot of them now with 427s and different things in them. You know.
454s.
So
Now-
especially when Yenko got involved, you know, the Yenko and Copo cars
Right.
and all that stuff.
Now, 1970 was the introduction of the 454 in the Chevelle.
Yes, you could buy either. You could get a 396 or a 454 or a 350, which was that grocery getter SS.
Right.
You know, so yeah, it was a 68 was a beautiful car. I love the gauge package in the 68. It had the unique center pull headlight switches and windshield wipers, and it was unique kind of on its own.
Right.
They didn't change much from 68 to 69. So the 69, and that's that black one with the red stripes, Jim, it carried a similar interior package, but the taillights changed, the grille changed. I believe the wing windows went away in 68. They got rid of the wing windows on the 68, and then it was one piece side glass on 68s and 69s. But the 69 396 car, Super Sport, was probably the most desirable. And what was the production numbers in 69, Kevin? If you can...
69.
I don't know. Again, we're looking at information here. It might not include
Yeah. And
those SS versions. I think 307 came out in 68 or 9.
if you know out there in TV land, let us know. Comment on that.
See, as I'm looking at these numbers, I mean, look at in 69, 503,000, half a million, over
Yeah,
half a million
yes.
Chevelles were produced. That's four doors, wagons, El Caminos.
Which lends me to, on the point of, is the Chevelle the most popular build in America? Because of that. I mean, not only are they classy looking, not only were they optioned crazy, but they sold a lot of cars.
They did sell a lot of cars.
So-
In my opinion, yes, it's the most popular muscle car ever built. More than a Mustang, more than a Roadrunner, in my opinion.
The Greenbrier wagon, the four-door, in 69, they sold more than had more than 250,000 in production.
Wow, in just a wagon.
Just the wagon.
Did they make a two-door?
They did not.
I think that two-door went away in 65.
Wow.
I guess there's different models. They had 3 different models, four-door, of the wagons
Right.
that year.
So
So
a friend of mine growing up had a 69 396 Super Sport Chevelle, and it had the factory 14-inch Magnum 500 wheels on it. Everything about it just looked mean.
Right.
And I always envied him for having that car. It was just it was a special car. It looked a lot like the one you see on the screen, minus the red stripe. It was just a black and white car.
Right.
But great cars, and horsepower was becoming a big thing.
Oh,
They had a 375 horse 396. Technically, it was a 402. They called it a 396 because they were building that 396. And I've just from working on cars over the years, I've ran into a lot of 396s that were factory board to
402?
a 302
Oh,
or
gotcha.
402.
Wow.
So I think a lot of them came out of the box as a 402,
Right.
and they called it and badged it a 396.
Right.
I'd have to, and if you know, let us know. But I've heard that several and read that several times over the years that they did that, and they hit a lot of horsepower that way. So.
Yeah.
well, the Nomad wagon of 69, they made 3,446.
Well, there's your two-door wagon right there.
Yeah.
3,436. That's a low. That's a low
That's low.
production number.
That is a low
Nationwide,
production
that's
number.
fairly low.
Yeah,
So
you know,
yeah, they did use that Nomad name here and there in different
they
places.
did. That'd be a cool car to have. If you've got one of those cars, let us know.
Oh,
Send a
yeah.
picture.
They also had the Concours four-door wagon.
Yeah, that was kind of you're getting a little fancier there.
Yeah.
You know.
5,000 of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah, I mean those wagons were popular beasts.
And
in
you
the
know
late
now,
60s.
Yeah, they was
I-
a minivan. of
There's
that.
some
were,
wagons
you're
that
right.
I think are really cool. That 7880 models Chevy wagon.
Yeah.
They make nice little hot rods.
Oh, they
you
do,
know.
yeah.
So the biggest year for Chevelle
Drum roll. Do we have
was
drum rolls
that
in?
1970 Chevelle. In particular, the holy grail of muscle cars, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinion, was that LS6 454 70 Super Sport Chevelle.
I looked, right now the rate on those, the price tag's $300 to $450
$300 to $450 for an original.
for an
For
original.
tier one.
What will a tribute car cloned?
A clone, they said 80 to 150
$80,000 to $150,000.
Man.
for a nice clone.
So you can get you a 70 Chevelle with a 307 in it and turn it into a cloned LS6 if you got deep pockets
Yeah.
and
And why not?
make a $150,000 car out of it.
I'll talk to Sherry about that.
That's probably a conversation you ought to skip. But that 70 LS6, guys. Now the production numbers on that thing was crazy low. I think it was 4,000 or 5,000, maybe less. But nationwide, that's very few cars.
Right.
450 horsepower was the rating, but I've heard a lot of people who believed it was more like 500 horsepower.
Well, we know that they
Right
underrated.
out of the factory.
Wow. We know they underrated them a lot.
Oh,
we
yeah,
talked
they did.
about that.
I mean, these cars were, and today they people loved them in 1970, and in 2026 they're still just as sought after, more sought after probably because they're a thing of the past,
Yeah.
you know. But man, what a car! It was just an unbelievable car. I don't know if anybody's been watching the Mecum auctions and things like that.
Oh, yeah. It's a
Saw
time
a
of year to
70
do it.
LS6 bring $2.8 million on there.
Wow.
Barrett Jackson.
What model?
70 LS6, 450 horse. $2.8 million. Now, a couple of things happened there. Some guy was real fortunate that he decided to sell it, and somebody had enough money to buy it.
Right.
Oh, that's what
So
it
that's-
takes. Yeah. It always
Yeah.
takes two, don't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder where they get their money, you know.
Well,
It's not even real to some
Now
folks.
after 70, and everybody loved the square tail lights in the bar across the grill, and the it had the 70 Chevelle still had the dual
Yeah.
headlights. So 1971 was the first year for the single front headlights. I liked them. I thought 71s were. It was a subtle change, but it was a cool change. They had the dual round tail lights
Yeah.
in the back and built into the bumper, like the 70 had. They'd moved the tail lights into the bumper
Right.
from 72. You had the dual round tail lights.
Those are mine.
They had a little
you need
split. They had a little split bar on the park lights. Everything pretty much channeled and followed what the 70 looked like interior wise. You could get the SS package. Obviously, you got the round gauges, or a regular Malibu. You just had the sweeping
right.
speedometer, things like that. Great change. I mean, a modest change, but a great change. But they were starting to pull back that horsepower. The
Oh, really?
government was coming down on them. I think about the most horsepower you could get in 71 was around 335 horsepower.
Already?
Yeah.
No kidding.
And unleaded gas became a mandate in 1972.
So
Or
all-
after 1972.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
the
after
horsepower.
that,
yeah.
1973. And,
So 73 on. If you notice and you remember when the gas gauges used to say unleaded fuel on.
Yep.
oh, I
Prior to
remember.
that,
I
you
remember
didn't-
those
Yeah,
days.
you didn't see that. So 71 was a great car, and there's still a lot of those cars out there. Production number wise, I think we had that one, but they were building a lot of Chevelles. People, they were building a lot. So the 72,
Have you got that number, Kev?
which is my favorite,
Oh, you ain't got glasses.
my
No, I'm
favorite.
all right.
I'm not getting down in front of you, in front of on the TV.
Your favorite? Go ahead, Kurt.
my favorite-
I can see it, Gregory. Thank you.
Car was the 72. I had a 72 SS prior to my Firebird I've got now, and I built it. It was an LS3 402, 400 turbo with 373 posi. It wasn't from the factory.
Okay.
It was a Chevelle
Right.
Malibu. I bought it as a drag car. I put it back to basically an original car, and put the LS3 package out of a 71
Into it. Wow.
into it. So I still had the 330 horsepower big block,
Yeah.
the 400 turbo. I got and
Now,
had the
that's a
build sheets on all
72.
that.
So,
That was in 72.
have we got
And
72 up?
The 72 is actually
You
what,
got the silver one up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I built. It was a black car when I got it. I chose those SS colors, but
Thanks, bro.
you know, it was the last time you could get that higher horsepower. 71 was kind of it. I think the most they offered in 72 might have been 265, 285 horse in a big block car. And then everybody knows what happened after that.
Yeah, we do.
So
So what came after that?
a completely different body change. and again, I like the
The
cars
rest
today.
of odds.
But bring that 73 up, Jim. That car, when you look at that silver car, and the very next year Chevelle looks like that,
It's a shock to the system.
it's a shock. It's
is.
it's a big change to a widely popular car.
Big time.
And I'm not sure what the designers were thinking.
I tell you what, I think they all left America somewhere about early 70.
But they did the same thing. Now, when we talk about G bodies, they did the same thing with the Monte Carlo.
Oh, they did.
So Monte Carlo started in 70, 71, and 2 were all beautiful cars.
were.
73, I love them today,
But-
and
but
I
the-
had some.
You know, yeah, my father-in-law had one, and I loved it. Yellow with the little black bottle top,
Yeah.
the moon windows on the side.
Yeah, but if
Or
you're
whatever you call
looking, but they made that big change to them too. So that 73, if you look at that bumper, had a big old stocky heavy bumper,
Yeah,
had the
it did.
same bumper on the back. It was more about
Saving your
ride
life.
and drive, fuel economy.
Yeah.
You don't need the horsepower.
Right.
And I'm not saying they wouldn't run up and down the road. Normal driving is
Right,
good,
yeah,
is
they'd
better
run
than
good.
any car out there. But for the hot rodder,
Right.
it just wasn't in our.
Right.
It wasn't in
Well,
our.
we
realm.
came through the coolest cars ever, so
Today, I think those cars are neat.
Yeah.
I think they quit offering the SS package after 72, and in the Chevelle you could get a Laguna. So that Laguna was they call it a Laguna S3. And again, I went to school with some guys, 3 brothers, who shared
a Laguna.
a Laguna, a white
I can appreciate
S3
that.
Yeah, I
Laguna.
can
Yeah,
Laguna was kind of the SS of the new Chevelles.
yeah.
What Laguna is, I have no idea. If you know, tell us.
Uh-huh.
I mean, but these cars,
I always thought it was like a lower end Monte Carlo.
yeah, well,
But-
and you know the Chevelles, the Malibus, and the
Yeah.
Monte Carlos were very similar
They
along about
were.
that time.
They really
there
were.
wasn't a lot of difference, just like there wasn't from 70 through 72 on the Monte
Well,
Carlos
that's
and
true.
the Chevelles. A lot of parts would interchange as far as
Yeah.
that goes. But, you know, we get to after 74 with no Laguna, the Chevelle line died in 77. They stopped producing it. Now they came back with it in the late 80s. What with that little cracker box Malibu into the early 90s maybe. Remember it was a little square,
I do. Oh,
almost Chevette
Yes.
looking car.
Yeah.
They
Right.
picked up the Malibu name, but
Right.
and they still maybe make Malibus today.
You know, I don't know. I really don't know. I hate to
You know,
say it.
The Malibus?
I don't
They
look
did
at new cars.
recently.
Well, you're right. They did make a Malibu. They made a Malibu up.
Well,
yeah, they
it's
were.
cars
they,
and
they
Malibus,
were.
so.
They
Yeah,
were
that's right. It is.
with the Impala.
It's an Impala line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And-
kind
and
of Malibu's a little bit smaller than
It
the
is a little
Impala.
smaller.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
you know you had the Caprice and
They were
things like that.
popular.
Yeah, I can
quite
hardly
a
tell
few.
the two
But for
apart.
my 2 cents, and you guys give me yours, the ultimate muscle car through the 60s to early 70s had to be the Chevelle. Overall,
Yeah.
I think the production numbers say it.
They do. The production numbers do. And then again, like we said, it's a good reason there's so many builds
Yeah.
Right.
today.
I know when we go to cruises and shows, we see a lot of cool.
Yeah, we should.
More Chevelles than any
Probably more than anything.
more than any singular make.
Yeah.
More Chevelles.
Chevelles are widely popular
They are.
today, and I would love to have my old one back.
Yeah.
You know, we always say that, but I see a
always-
lot of Chevelles, and I go, man, if I sold my Firebird,
Yeah.
you're always
You
my
worked,
wheels
your,
are always
you worked your
turning.
way up in price, and now you're willing to trade for the same car.
Well, you
got
know,
rid of, right?
and car builders can relate to this. When you get a car built, the fun is the build. When it's built and it's just sitting there, it's neat for people to look at. But as a builder, I get bored.
Yeah.
I need something else, you know,
Yeah.
which is why I'm tackling the C10.
We're glad we got a builder.
I'm more along the lines of boring is beautiful.
Boring is beautiful. Boring is beautiful. But you know what, fellas?
Can I use that?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to go out there and look at these old vehicles. It's up to us and you guys to keep these things out there and keep this. For me, it's a memory. It keeps my.
It is.
It's a time capsule.
It kind of makes me feel a little bit younger sometimes.
It is.
You know.
It's like listening to that song that pops on the radio that means something to you from years and years ago.
Heartland Hotrods.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It really
Or
means something
even
to
you
me.
go back, you remember where you were when
You
you
do.
when you
Everything.
first heard a song.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's the same with a car. You know, most people always remember, especially folks in our age.
Oh,
bracket,
yeah.
You remember that first car.
Oh,
you
man.
remember all those memories, and that's what these cars and trucks do.
Oh, they do.
You know, and we're glad y'all come along with us. We're not trying to bore you. We're just trying to get you interested in some of the same things that other hot rodders and classic car enthusiasts like. And you know, we're going to try to do this every Monday. So make sure you tune in next week. What do we got next week, Greg?
I'll tell you what,
Going.
Kev, you know who we've got Memories Car Club. We've got a car club president and vice president coming on the show. Now, it may seem boring to some of you, but it's really cool because they're going to let us in on a lot of the inside happenings of a car club. It's just like making videos, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, everybody just grab your phone and go out and make a video and put it on YouTube.
Or tell your friends let's make a car club. There's a lot more to it than that.
there
A
is.
whole lot more.
We're going to find out about. We actually have Memories Car Club coming on.
They're out of St. Louis area,
They
Fenton
are,
area.
and
somewhere.
I would not be afraid to say it all. They're probably the largest car club and one of the most successful.
Probably in Missouri for
Probably
sure.
could well be in
especially in
Missouri.
the St. Louis area.
So we
Yeah.
cannot wait.
We go to. They have a monthly cruise, and we've all been to the monthly cruise up at Faith Church in Fenton.
Right. We're talking locally here, but
Packed.
Kevin and I were there. There was almost 500 cars were there.
Packed.
It was
check out that video if you get a chance.
on a Friday evening in this big old parking lot, and everything's a classic car.
They
classic
they
truck,
have
or
to
hot
keep
rod.
moving them. It's unbelievable.
It's
how many
an
cars show up.
amazing cruise to go to. You will never run out of cars to look
So,
at.
any of you that have a car club and are aspiring to find out how you grow them this large
Or join one.
or join one, they're always looking for new members, and
Yep.
they've got a lot of things going on. And
And we had a guest last week that made the comment that the gals like the cars too.
they do.
And it's Memories Car Club is going to be well represented on that gender as
That's
well.
right. We've
So
got a female.
That female side
Absolutely.
of the equation, yeah.
Yeah, we got that perspective coming in, and to be honest with you, what a perfect match.
Absolutely.
Because men like to show off things, and we don't mind doing a little elbow grease, but when it comes to organizing, they're just better.
They are
They
just
are
better than we are at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's absolutely
Right.
no doubt about
They
that.
worry about the eyes. We just scribble.
Well, fellas, it's been fun. We
Yes, it
appreciate everybody that tuned in
Yeah.
tonight. And if you did, make sure you go back on our YouTube channel, Heartland Hot Rods. Check us out on heartlandhotrods.com, and we'll see you next week.
Heartland Hot Rods, burning down the roads. No worries about tomorrow or ever growing old. Friday nights we're shifting gears, seldom they were stopped. Three young souls